Alright, private wealth management firms. In the last video, we took a look at why the most fundamental of online fundamentals, digital listings, is holding you back. If you missed that one, head to my profile and you can check it out. We looked a little bit at the Digital Wealth Navigator framework and in particular the Auxesys Snapshot Report. And what I'm going to do today is a deep dive on the Auxesys Snapshot Report. We'll come back in future videos to do an overview of the Digital Wealth Navigator framework. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to pick somebody. We're looking at Philadelphia now. We're going to pick somebody who's emblematic of like what's common in this market of what's going on. Let's take a look at Activate Wealth and let's open up their Auxesys Snapshot Report and let's take a look at their grades. What we see here, and let's zoom way in, is we see that Activate has an overall online presence score of 29%. D in listings, C in review, F in social, C in website, F in e-commerce. I'm going to sit here for a bit. You're probably scratching your head. E-commerce, we don't do e-commerce. Advertising, and a B in SEO. So here we just see simple business details. Next we see listings. I went over this in the last video, so I'm not going to do a deep dive on it. But the summary here is that so many businesses in this industry are missing key information in listing locations, or have the wrong name, the wrong address, an inconsistent phone number across these listing locations, which is a surefire way to tell search engines and social algorithms that your business does not have its digital poop in a group. So let's move along to reviews. Here's the review section, and this business is actually not doing too bad. We can see here that Activate has 16 Google business reviews and an average review score of 5. So they're getting a C on the number of reviews. They're getting a C on their new review rate. They're getting an A on that average review score. Hats off, Activate. They're getting a C on the number of review sources. If they had Facebook reviews or Indeed or Glassdoor reviews, those would also show up here. And here's where things get interesting. They're beating the industry. The industry average is 7. Most people in the industry are getting no new reviews per month. This is because of the old SEC marketing rules, which are now replaced by the new SEC marketing rule. More info on that rule coming up in the future. The average review score is 4.38. Number of review sources is 1. But here's where things get frustrating and why it feels like your pipeline's full of molasses. You've got the digital handcuffs on. Leaders in your industry are taking an overwhelming majority of the eyeballs, the clicks, the attention, and the reputability. 2.91K for industry leaders. 6.33 new reviews per month. Average review score 5, number of review sources 3. So for a private wealth management firm between 10 and 100 staff, you're not going to get 2,900 reviews. But if you get 150 reviews, 100 reviews, you're in the 90th percentile. And all of a sudden you're handsomely rewarded by search engine algorithms and social algorithms. Moving onwards, social media, 203 likes, 0 average posts per month, 0 average likes, 0 average shares. And we again see it compared to the industry average and industry leaders. And it looks across the web to see what it can find. And some of the businesses I show this snapshot report to, they say, well, this is wrong. We have an Instagram account. You didn't set your accounts up properly. If you have one name on Facebook and another name on Instagram and another name on Twitter and another name over here, machines struggle to identify that this is for the same business. And guess who else is going to struggle to figure that out too? Real people. Moving onwards, website. This is a really interesting one that we could go on and on for days about, but here's the basics. No video on homepage. They've got a Facebook link, an Instagram link, and a Twitter link. So admittedly, this snapshot report can't really tie things together too well. It thinks they don't exist on Twitter or on Instagram, but there is an Instagram link on their page. It'd be fun to do an analysis and see why the bot that ran this report looks like you're using a personal account. Man, this thing's more powerful than I even realized. We found a page associated with your business, but we couldn't analyze it because they're using a personal profile, not a business profile. Okay. Onwards, we see it compared to industry averages, and we see one of the most common things ever in this industry. These guys have a beautiful website. They probably spent between $10,000 and $30,000 on it, worked with a design agency who did a bang-up job, I'm sure. But what we see is that although the website is somewhat optimized for mobile, it's responsive on mobile, mobile load times are super slow. what we normally see is fast desktop times, load times, and low mobile load times of like 9 seconds. This particular business has really slow desktop loads and really slow mobile loads. Why does this matter? Again, the search engine is constantly crawling your website, loading it up, testing the speed, and using those results as a heuristic to gauge how likely your business is to please users. And if it gauges that you're unlikely to please users, you don't get shown to users very much. So the snapshot report is really interesting. It does a whole bunch of analysis, and then for clients that use this, we're able to dig into the mobile reports and the desktop reports and go through all of these rules. Here's all of the exact things that need to be fixed in order to bump up the scores, improve favor with the search engine algorithms, and the like. So a really, really powerful tool here. Next up, e-commerce. I'll skim this one, but I'll get to the fundamentals. If there's e-commerce tools on a website, like an online storefront, online payments, lead engagement, and an online scheduling tool, again, that pleases the heuristics that the search engines use and makes the search engine think this business is more likely to please my users. So even though you might not sell widgets and t-shirts and sneakers on your website, if you have a storefront, you're able to accept payments online, you have lead engagement, like a CRM connected with your website, and you have an online scheduling tool, you get big points in this category, and your online impressions, activity, engagements, and traffic are surely about to increase if you implement these things. Next up, advertising. If these guys were advertising, it would show us some analysis here. How well are they doing on page search? How well are they doing on retargeting? But these guys haven't been advertising. This is the most common scenario in the industry. I believe the industry is so scared of getting a hand slap from the SEC, and the SEC rules are so confusing that people don't know exactly how to do it online. The SEC new marketing rule, although confusing, is actually quite clear when it comes to advertising, and I'm going to be blunt about this. The whole industry is mystified about how to advertise. The SEC is confused in that they think that your industry is going to advertise performance and mislead on performance. We got our client a 15.7% return. We got this, we got that. It's like, that's not the way to advertise. People are going to find that suspect. You're going to find yourself in trouble if you misrepresent performance. What needs to be advertised in your business is your differentiator, and your differentiator is the human advantage. You need to bring to the forefront what the robo-advisors, the banks, the fintech players, and the financial giants don't have, and that's the ability to be friends with your financial advisor. So I'm going to leave retargeting for another video, but this is, again, a huge misstep of your industry. Nobody is retargeting, and this is a huge leak in your pipeline. All right, next up, SEO. We see a local SEO analysis. When people are searching for this business locally in the core area surrounding the business, they're coming up first often. But as soon as we step a couple blocks away, they drop off the search results. And this is really, tough to nail, but with some tools and some best practices nailed, can really happen quite easily. So we see in local search results for all of Philadelphia, they're 53rd, which is really sad because they've got a decent number of 5-star reviews. They've done a lot of things right. They've got a beautiful looking website. They've got some C's, but they're just not on the first page of Google. And as marketers like to say, the best place to bury a body is on the second page of Google. Moving onwards, we see an analysis of their organic search traffic performance, keywords, etc. And then we see a full analysis of all the technology that's being used by this organization online. So that's a full run through of the Auxesys Snapshot Report. If you and your firm are interested in having us run one of these on your firm, hit me up. We'll help you pinpoint exactly where your leaks are and why your pipeline feels like molasses, why it feels like your digital marketing can't hold a candle to referrals, and how exactly to untether your digital marketing and not only help it to outshine your referrals, but help it give your actual organic human referrals a bump. Because guess who likes seeing a well-reviewed business that they can find easily that looks reputable and trustworthy? Other complementary professionals who might indeed refer their clients to you. Have a fantastic day. Take care and good luck nailing those fundamentals.